Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I just came back from Tucson. I went to the Tucson Gem Show. It's one of the largest gem shows in the world. And James and I just discussed it, my trip, and how I got into it, Destiny Forever. So, enjoy and check it out. Right on.
1978とある田舎町で生まれて移り住んだ新宿で育ちこの町で起きたこれまでの俺たちのここまでの生い立ちはほんのまた序の口試されたいちいち正してきた過ち騙し合いやからしないはスニッチの始まり放課後の登山所児童館にホームアローンそんな時間はほったらかして向かったとある場所
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Yamatodamashii podcast. Enson, we're back for video call and all. How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, doing good, man. Back from the Tucson trip. Pretty
Nice.
exciting. Spent too much money. But great trip.
Yeah, we'll get into that because that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about your trip to Tucson, Arizona, and also kind of a bit about Destiny Forever, and just go through that. So, what compelled you to go to Tucson, Arizona?
Well, there's in Tucson, Arizona, if anyone who knows gems, they've heard or know of the Tucson Gem Show. And it's like the world's largest gem show in the world, where everyone from China to Brazil to wherever just gather there. You know, India. I mean, I had so many people. And the cool thing about that gem show is you're pretty much dealing with people who actually excavate, people who cut. I mean, you're almost dealing with, most of the people are like founders of the companies or people who actually have hands-on with the hands-on process with the actual thing happening. So it's pretty cool, man. And in the Tucson Gem Show, you find stuff that you can never find anywhere else, and it's
Really?
all gathered in one city.
Nice. So, what do you do when you get the gems to make the stones and the bracelets and that sort of things? To the simpleton like me, what would you actually do with the stuff that you get?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, I pick them out for my shop here in Destiny Forever, and the cool thing about it is I'm not like just ordering bulk and just getting a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I want 10 of these. I want 10 of these. I'm actually going on and picking one at a time. Like, for example, I just unwrapped this. This is called a sakura quartz, and it's a heart. See, like there's like flowers in them, kind of.
Yeah.
So these are all natural stones, so they all have their different patterns. And I personally picked this one because I like the pattern. So every piece that I have in my shop is something that I personally like. And so it's almost like a personal favorite of mine that I'm bringing. Everything I grab is something that I personally am attracted to. So I don't buy anything in bulk. I don't, get like 10 of this and just send me anything,
Mm-hmm.
I pick it all up personally.
Nice. And what do you think of Arizona? Is that the first time you've been to Arizona, or is this kind of a regular thing you go to do?
Oh, Arizona, I've been there a lot for racquetball. And of course, for over a decade, I haven't been there because we haven't been playing racquetball. And then when I got into the gems, I heard about the gem show. So this is actually my 4th trip up there.
Nice.
I haven't been there for 3 years because of the pandemic. But I usually used to travel all over the world. When I do seminars in Guatemala or when I went to China, Hong Kong, I would go and purchase stuff. But because of the pandemic, China is probably not a very smart place to go right now. So that kind of limits a lot of places where I can buy. So a lot of stones that I'm getting now is all from Japan, and Japan gets it somewhere else, so they mark it up. So the prices are really high. So I'm thinking as long as I can't go to China, this Tucson trip is probably going to be a yearly trip, an annual trip for me.
Nice. Yeah. I guess with such a huge selection, there's going to be stuff you're going to find you're going to get nowhere else.
Yeah, and the thing is I stayed there 3 days, walked around different events, about 16,000 steps a day over, plus 16,000 steps plus a day. And to be honest with you, I probably covered 1,000th of what's actually there.
Really? What?
I pretty
Wow.
much covered only 3 different shows. And there's
Wow.
hundreds of them. There's thousands of shows out there all over. I mean, if you go to the mountaintop in Tucson and you look down, you'll see like all tents all over the city. And then you got also ones that you can't see because they like the Quality Inn. I think majority of their rooms are rented out by vendors.
Nice.
So you walk through the hotel and you go, every hotel room has like a different vendor. Yeah, I actually got a video of that walking through there, and so I'll send that to you. And I mean, when you see the videos that we're gonna post here, you're gonna see all the like hundreds of gems. I mean, it's the one of the tents that I went into. It's not. I mean, you're thinking like a camping tent. I'm talking a tent that could probably park about 3 airplanes, or even more. Wait. Well, it took me so long to walk that. Maybe like you could probably park 5 to 10 airplanes in there.
I did not realize the scale of it. That's crazy.
It's huge. It's huge. Yeah. So, you know, I know a lot of the people that do gems are out there. I see a lot of people that do gems in Hawaii that are out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I purposely didn't post really much that I'm there. Real subtle things like I'm holding a crystal, or when I did the cart thing in the parking lot. Real subtle things, but I didn't actually say I'm at the gem show, because I didn't want people contacting me for seminars. I didn't want people contacting me to meet up, and I kind of wanted to just be on my own and be, you know, because I'm so into the gems that after I buy them, I take them back to my room, unwrap them, look at them, and then rewrap them and pack them. You know, so. As you can see, my time is totally consumed with the gems, pretty much.
Yeah, and you were just saying before we recorded how well packed some of these gems are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty solid with all the Saran wrap, or cling film as we call it.
Yeah, so I put bubble pack and Saran wrap, and there's this little tool now that, I mean, you've probably seen it, but this is so cool. I saw they were using it on the vendors, and this is like a whole ball of just Saran wrap. And you just put it on the thing and right over you don't need any tape. And so you see this thin Saran wrap. As I'm unpacking, I still have 3 more boxes to unpack. I've created instead of just throwing it away, I've created a ball, a Saran wrap ball. Look how huge it is. It's already like, this is the size of my head. Look, it's like half the size of my head almost.
That is massive.
So yeah, I'm gonna just continue. This is gonna be like my little collection, and as I go through the years, this ball is gonna get huger and huger.
Bigger.
So we will see.
One day you'll be sitting on it like a seat.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard enough right now. You can't. I mean, it's unreal. It's hard. When I pulled it tight, so it's super tight. So
that's crazy.
I mean, if anyone's interested in the Saran Wrap ball, we just talked about it for like a couple minutes.
Yeah. Anywhere on your list of places to go for, particularly to go see gems and that sort of stuff?
No, I mean, these events pop up all over the place. There's going to be one in Hawaii in November.
Nice.
Yeah, there was one in Japan before I left, so I went to check that out. So I mean, the best place, if you have gem stores in the town, is pretty cool. But I mean, it's going to be nothing like the events. If you can make it, if you're interested in gemstones and you into the events, that's probably what to do. Try and hit an event, because you're not going to find anything there that you can find anywhere else.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Man, and what do you get up to much anything else in Arizona while you were there, other than staring at gems? And
I went to the casino.
Hey, how'd you do?
I actually I walked out overall losing only $150, so I consider that a win, because I was pretty much down in the first 2 days, and then the last day that I went, I did really well. I was on Texas Hold'em, hitting straights and flushes right away.
Nice.
And then I went to the bathroom, and then some machine just grabbed me and pulled me to the seat, so I had to play that. And I actually won $200 off the machine, which is really unusual, because the machines are are set to take your money.
Are they? I always think that.
Yeah.
Is that...
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely a big business, like pachinko in Japan. And you know, you can win if you're at the right timing, sitting at the right machine when it's ready to give out that small percentage that they actually took in. So if they take $100 from you, they're gonna pay out $80.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm always thinking, oh, it's got to be a scam like some of those digital ones, right? And you get like online casinos and all that sort of stuff. But
well, if you're there at the right time, because all the machine knows is someone's putting money in. They don't know if there's different people. So if you're going after someone who just put a shitload of money and the machine's about to pay back 80% of what they put in, and you're only putting in $1 for your first spin, you're gonna make out. So that's one of those things that gets to the excitement that you might get that lucky timing. Because when you got somebody hitting like multi-million-dollar jackpot, you know how much millions it took from other people for them to pay it out. So that's pretty much how it works.
Okay. You got to explain something to me, because this is kind of a foreign concept for me, being from the UK. But so gambling is only legal in certain states, right? In the US.
It's only legal in, I think, in Atlanta and Nevada.
Oh, okay.
But they have these little loopholes where the Indians own land, because the United States government took the land from the Indians.
Right.
So I don't know if they gave them back or they're able to keep land. So in the Indian reservations, you pretty much have your own laws and your own rules. So on all the Indian reservations, you can go anywhere in the states. When I went to Pennsylvania, when I go to California, when I went to Arizona, everywhere, San Diego, there's you just Google casino and there's usually a casino nearby. So the Arizona casino that I went to there's actually 3 of them, and they're all on Indian reservations. So what's cool about that is the U.S. government has nothing to do with it. So if I hit a jackpot, in America, if you hit a jackpot over $1,200, the IRS comes up and taxes you for it.
Whoa, okay.
But in the Indian reservations, they don't tax you because it's not a United States government land property.
Wow. That's crazy. That's weird that you got to have those loopholes. Like, I'm just so used to it. We're here in the UK, like, you can gamble. You can bet on the weather.
You don't have any casinos there?
Oh, yeah, hundreds. Yeah, loads, man. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, shit. So casinos are a regular thing in the UK.
Yeah. All sorts of gambling.
Oh, shit. Another reason why to go now.
Exactly. You like that? Awesome. And then I saw when you were traveling, there was some good meals. I saw you yamming on some lasagna as well. That looked pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I found out I love lasagna, so I usually Google lasagna when I'm in town.
Yeah.
So I found that place in Tucson that had lasagna, and I mean, more than the lasagna was crazy. The garlic bread was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. So I ate pizza. It was like an Italian trip for me. It was like pizza and lasagna, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good trip though.
Yeah. And the big post that got all the one I saw all the comments and everything was where was the gender neutral bathroom, or the open gender bathroom? Where was that?
That was at Los Angeles Airport.
Oh, LAX.
Yeah, LAX. And I know it's weird because I'm getting mixed reactions from some people are saying that I don't know why you're so surprised. It's just considered a family restroom where you can bring your kid and the both mother and father can go in there.
Okay.
But my comeback to that is, why wouldn't they put family restroom?
Yeah, I don't think it's
the way they worded it was just totally okay. Yeah, maybe it is meant to be a family restroom, but they're also playing on that whole big people who don't want to claim their gender shit,
Okay. Yeah.
And they're putting that all gender, because even when you do all these application forms for anything that you do in whatever you do, even if it's like a casino membership or whatever, in the gender they always have like male, female, and other, and so you're either male or female. I mean, how can you? And I believe that I've traveled all over the world. I've never seen a bathroom labeled all genders. So
Yeah.
those people are going off on me saying that, oh, I know what your brother, it's a family restroom. It's like, oh, good to know. Okay, now I know that. Oh, that okay, now I understand it better. But it's like, on the other hand, it's like, why wouldn't they put family restroom? Why would they put all genders? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just my first reaction, which I think I'm pretty much a normal person, so a lot of people will probably react the same way, looking at it and say, whoa, all gender. I mean, I almost feel like, do you have to be a transvestite? Do you have to be a male becoming a woman? Do you have to be a woman becoming a man to use the bathroom? Or me just being born a man, always being a man? Can I go in that bathroom? Am I considered all genders? In the dictionary, I am, because all genders means male, female, it's whatever, So, but, it's weird. Family
It's
restroom, okay, cool. But I mean, all genders?
yeah, it's pretty confusing, right? Like, I just think, like, imagine like going in there, doing your business, and then like seeing a hot girl come out of it, you would be like, oh shoot, like I
Oh, I
couldn't
never
handle it.
thought of that. Yeah, that'd be
No,
weird, man. But
no,
what's
it's
weird too is,
surreal.
what's really weird too is that I heard in some countries they actually have urinals in the women's bathroom.
Whoa, okay, that's crazy.
I mean, and you correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't know if someone commented on my Instagram, my Facebook, but I think somebody wrote that. I don't know if it's right or
Wow.
wrong. So give me a comment if it's right or wrong. Correct me. I will stand corrected.
Yeah, it's yeah,
Crazy world we live in.
we're old. It's a new generation things to discuss.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, this is a hot topic though, right? I mean, like the whole gender stuff. Yeah, let's not get cancelled. Let's just leave it there. um, so what I want to talk to you about was kind of Destiny Forever and kind of how it all got started in the first place. Because going back, I mean, I probably missed this, but the original ideas and that sort of thing. How did this come about? How did the whole business come about?
Well, the whole business came about where I used to buy and wear these, and in Japan they believe it's a sense of a symbol of protection. So if the bracelet breaks, most people will say, "Oh shit, my bracelet broke." But the way the Japanese look at it is, "Oh, it's actually taken something in place of me." So because it absorbed something negative or a bad event that was supposed to come to me, it broke in place of that. So it actually protected me. So I'm not superstitious like that, but I'm kind of like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. And what happened was I got into 2 car accidents, total 2 Mercedes Benz, and both those times my bracelet broke. The first time I was speeding on the highway, going about 160 miles per hour with my Benz, and then I didn't know I had my studless tires on, so I was going straight, so I thought I was safe to speed. But apparently, when you're using studless and the road's a little wet, which it was, it starts hovering on the water. So when I felt the car kind of like hovering, I threw on the brakes. Was probably the last thing I wanted to do, and it started sliding forward and went to the wall. Boom, crashed, totaled the Benz. And the funny thing about that is when I totaled the Benz, it was like I had to tow it. I couldn't. It was not even consideration of a repair. So I had no car. They towed it, and when I went home, I realized my bracelet was missing. Called the tow company, asked if they could check if there's a bracelet, and on the floor by the gas pedals, my bracelet was there and it was broken. And I thought, holy shit. I walked away from that. I had an airbag from the side of the door and an airbag from the steering wheel come out. So 2 airbags came out of me. I walked away from that with like a little bit of puffy lip from the airbag. That's it. No injuries.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is what I kind of felt like, wow, the bracelet might have protected me. So ever since then, I always wanted to get a bracelet. So whenever I wore a bracelet, I felt, I always had these parties called the Ichizoku parties where everyone gathered. And I felt, wow, if it protects me, I want to protect my friends. So I used to spend like 11,000, sometimes 15,000, sometimes buying like over like 40, 50 bracelets just for people that come to the party, and I'll give it out to them. And one year when I was actually having the gathering, I wanted to order like a bunch of bracelets. The guy who usually made them for me was actually in trouble and running from the cops, so he couldn't actually settle to make the bracelet. So he said, I'll meet you in Kyoto. I'll teach you how to make them so you can make them. I'm like, oh, my first reaction was, I'm not good with little things like that. So my first reaction was, whoa, hell no, I'm not going to be able to make one of those. And he said, Enson, very simple, man. It's like a simple tie, and you just got to learn, practice, and get better. And I'm like, okay. So he taught me. It took me 3 hours to make my first one. Doesn't need to be said, but no one got bracelets that year because there's no way I was going to spend 3 hours on one bracelet. Yeah. And I just continued making them as a hobby. And as I got better, and I mean, at first, when I first was making it, was like, oh shit, this is not even wearable. Kept trying, and eventually came to a point where I felt like I could make for myself and I could wear them. And I kept making them. And as I made them, I decided to put it on Facebook. And then I had people asking if they could buy them. And I was totally, the first month I was declining, saying, no, this is not a business. This is just something I do as a hobby. And I got so much inquiries that I thought, you know what? Maybe I should put a price on it and see. Maybe I could, make some side cash. Mm-hmm. And when I did that, Jesus Christ, my Facebook page turned into a bracelet page where I had to open up a website. And I was in a club one day, and I just thinking for a name for the company, and I was like, Destiny Forever. It was kind of like that. It wasn't like a big brainstorm. I wasn't thinking like, what's a good name? I was kind of like, Destiny. What you do today will be in your destiny forever. Destiny Forever. I kind of had that little thing in my head, like, oh, Destiny Forever. So I just started, just using it, not thinking that it was going to become a huge company, and I was going to run, make money on it. I just thought it was business venture. Let's try it out. Let's name it Destiny Forever. Ha ha ha, kind of thing. And it just it got bigger and bigger. And when I went to Hawaii, I think because I was away from Hawaii for so long, I had so many Hawaii people wanting to support me. So when they see me come with the bracelets, I had so many people come and support. And at the time when I was doing the bracelets, people, there's a lot of misconception that I started the bracelet company because I wanted to fund trips to the north. That's not true. One, Destiny Forever is not a nonprofit organization. The profits are not making bracelets so I can use the profits to go to the north. But the simple fact is at the time I really spent a lot of my time up north with the orphans and with the elderly, the old folks' homes, with the people in temporary housing. So yes, 80% of the money was used for the north, but it wasn't how I wanted to sell the company. It wasn't like buy a bracelet and you'll help people in the north. But I wasn't advertising like that, but it was a fact that it was something that was happening, because what you were doing, buying a bracelet, even till today, you're buying a bracelet today, you're supporting what I like to do. And what I like to do is I like to give back. I like to give back to the orphans. I like to give back to the people up north. So in that roundabout term, yes, if you're buying a bracelet, you are helping the people in the north. But I'm not going to advertise it like that, because sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll make a bunch of money and I'll go get a massage, or I'll take a trip, go take a trip to Guam, hang out at the beach, So, I mean, if you want to go into that direction and say, oh, we're buying bracelets to fund Enson's fun, you can say that too. So what you're doing by purchasing a bracelet is getting something very good for you, something that, depending on who you are and how you react to it, has health benefits. And then you're also helping me enjoy my life. And part of the enjoyment of my life is to help people. So you are helping people in a roundabout way when you buy the bracelets.
Yeah, definitely. And just to cover that, I mean, I always find my bracelet like massively helpful, like mentally. Like for me, it's like a mental thing. Like if I've got something big meeting, or if I'm really fucking tired, like I am today, and I feel really low, I'll put my bracelet on, because it makes me feel like a bit more like, okay, yeah, I'm there. For me, it's a psychological thing. It gets me.
Well, the funny thing is there's properties of the bracelet. So Some of
Right.
them are good for joints. Some are good for asthma. Some of them are good for allergies. And I've actually had, call it placebo, call it the powers of the stones, whatever it is. The bottom line for me is it helps a lot of people. So whether it's people just mentally being affected by it, or the powers of the stones actually happening, it helps people, and that's my main goal, is to help people. And if that's what it's doing, then great. I mean, it's awesome. So
Yeah. I mean, how long do you think you'll keep doing it for? Like, presumably until you don't want to, I guess, right?
well, I love it. I mean, when I'm up in the gem stores or the gem events like that, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I can walk around all day. I walk around China shops until my translator can't walk anymore, and actually falling asleep at the booths that we stop at. I mean, I can start shopping at 10 in the morning, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon realize I haven't even eaten yet. So it's a passion for me now. It's not a business really. It's actually a passion that's become a business.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, even if when I hit the big $1 million jackpot in Vegas this month,
Yeah,
I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do this. Stones. The only thing I think if you hit $1 million, people ask you, if you hit $1 million, what would you do? Like, people say, I'll buy a new house. I'll do this. For me, what my main movement would be is that I can supply the top grade stones for my customers at a very good price, and I could probably help a lot more people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is something I'd probably be doing, like training people, like going to Vegas and gambling, like doing these bracelets, going to gem shows. I mean, I think this is something that is me, and not something that I'm doing for only a purpose of financial gains. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. So, I mean, I'm lucky, man. My whole life is that. Everything I do every day is something that I enjoy. And I mean, that's like the American dream,
I was gonna say, living
owning
the
your company
dream
and doing what you love.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good you can do that. Yeah, I'm probably on a different side of the fence where I'm funding my hobbies. I got to work so I can do fun things like come see you in Japan and travel the world and look after the family and all that. So yeah, I think there's a lot of viewers on my side of the fence too. But yeah, it's good. I think it's good to have a goal like that, where one day if you find something you're passionate about, turn it into a business, because then you're not working, right? You're just doing you, and you're just getting paid for it.
I think it's just luck, man. I'm just a lucky person.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But no, I think to be honest, the quality of the bracelets as well, right, is what I really like about it as well. You can tell, like, people always ask me like, oh, where'd you get that from? And I always tell them, because it's quite striking, like you spot it on people. But yeah, I mean, do you have a particular favorite one? I mean, you've made so many, right? Or any particular favorite stories of maybe giving to a particular person or a customer?
Well, it's real weird because I mean, I don't want to say this because I will say it, but I didn't really want to say it because I don't want scammers coming on and playing that sympathy, empathy trip, So, I've given out, I'd say I've given out at least a couple dozen or several dozen bracelets for free.
Wow.
And it's not, if someone comes and asks me for a free bracelet, that's probably like the last time. I'm not going to probably give them a bracelet because they're asking for a free bracelet. But if someone, I had a guy that wanted to make a bracelet. He wanted to buy a bracelet, representing his father, because his father was dying of cancer.
Wow.
And, Sarah is kind of so cool because Sarah and I were on the same mindset. And when we read that email, Destiny Forever, all the emails are read by me and Sarah. So when she presented that email to me and we started reading it, I kind of looked at her and, she had the same thought in her head. We're just going to make one and send it to him.
Wow.
So that's what we did. Yeah. And I'm not, in no way is there strings attached where I make your bracelet, so in the future I want you to buy a bracelet. It's just pretty much, I from my heart, I want to I know I want to do something that will help him. Whether it makes it in time for, it's not for his father. It was to represent his father. So I asked him some questions about his father, the colors that he liked. So I kind of arranged one for his father, and I threw in stones that would help with inner strength, grief. So although it's something that he looks at, it represents his father. Maybe the stone power of the stones will help him in a real subtle way that he doesn't even know it's happening. I'm not here going to be telling you, yes, I feel the powers of the stones as soon as I put it on. But the stones do have power, because we'll post pictures on this. There's a bracelet that a cracked quartz that I bought, and there's all cracks in it. I made a full bracelet for myself, and I thought I was losing my mind because I swear I had more cracks in it. And as the years passed, I realized that the crystals were actually healing itself. Whoa. And it became transparent. So, I got the exact bracelet that I haven't even changed a single stone on it. And I got a picture of when I first made it and a picture of it today. It's amazing. So, it's like, there's stones. People say they're stones. How can they give up properties? Like, and as you tell me that, I can't answer that. But I'll ask you, well, explain to me how this stone actually heals itself. And I can't even answer that. So it's one of those things that, man, you never know, man. It's like, wow, this is cool,
There's gotta be a geologist watching this somewhere that can to
explain it to us in our comments.
Yeah, please do in simple terms. No, that's awesome. I think it's really cool to hear about the business in general, and just it's always such a cool one of how much just help people. But yeah, hopefully no one's gonna try and take advantage of you given what you just said. But yeah, it's super nice that you do that. And I saw firsthand when we were there, you did loads of stuff. Like the guy with we'll post this video soon, but the guy with the shooter ring, that we gave the shooter ring for. I was like super cool.
Oh, that's right.
About the gloves. Yeah, we'll post the video so people know what I'm talking about. That's coming up soon. But yeah, loads of things like that, man. I saw you do all sorts of things, signs of generosity, which is really cool to see.
It's what makes me happy,
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that you're always giving back, like no matter what, which is wicked. So inspirational, I think, to all people. But yeah, any sort of final thoughts on the Gem Show or Destiny Forever?
Yeah, I loved the Gem Show. It was awesome. I got a real busy schedule ahead of me. Tomorrow, the Rising guys are coming in, so I'm going to have a meeting with them about we're going to try and solidify the June Rising event in Hawaii.
Nice.
I got the shop, take care of customers. I actually fly to She's in Vegas right now, training with Extreme Couture. So I'm going to fly up there to, watch his training for 3 days, see how he's doing. And I might jump into a casino or two. And, after that, come back home, pack up my bags and fly back to Japan. And you got to start up, get on Sarah's training, get myself on a better regimen where I can get some of this, get this Santa Claus gut off of me. Oh, you can't see it, huh? Cool. I love this angle. It doesn't show my gut. So
what happened to the diet? I just remember we've been talking about your lasagna and this and that, and I remember when I left Japan,
my diet isn't that. My diet is sweets.
Oh, okay.
Lasagna, fried food, whatever, that's okay as long as it's a meal. But I'm not going to have potato chips, chocolate, ice cream.
Right. More cheese.
Yeah, so it's a subtle thing for me. It's not like I'm going to go Nazi and just go eat fish and vegetables only,
Yeah.
First cut out all the sweets.
That makes sense. But yeah, hopefully everyone's already subscribed. But if not, please subscribe. We've got still a bunch of cool content to come from stuff I filmed when we were there in Japan. We've got Confessions of a Yakuza, which is quite cool. That's coming out. Really cool person we met that gave a bit of insight into the underworld.
And James actually got initiated into the Yakuza, but by the amazing unattainable gifts that he's been given, and he doesn't even know it, that accepting those gifts already just ties him into them.
I have to say, my parents were like, "Oh shit, they're gonna come after you because you got these gifts." And I'm actually in the process of getting them sort of framed on my desk. So,
Oh my god,
uh,
those are crazy though, man. You
they
gotta
are
take a
pretty awesome.
picture of them and show it.
I will be at some point when I'm
Those
ready
are
to
amazing.
showcase them. Our viewers will see what we're talking about. But
Wow.
yeah, an amazing gift, and yeah, still lots of cool stuff to come. So yeah, please like, subscribe, share, help us grow this podcast, and we will talk to you guys again soon.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Anything I said is wrong, or anything I said you want to comment on, make sure to leave a comment. I look at every single comment. I'll write back to you. So ask me questions, share, subscribe, like, whatever. Right on. Thanks, everybody.